Hello YouTube, it is Monday, December 19th, 9:04 p.m. and oh yeah, I overslept work big time. Crashed over at Priscilla's place, and at one point I woke up and I couldn't get back to sleep, and then when I finally did get back to sleep, I didn't want to wake up, and I remember her coming in and trying to wake me up a couple of times, and I was just like, I need my sleep. I need my sleep. And she's like, well, aren't you going to call in and tell them you're coming late? You're going to be late? I'm like, yeah, that's not how it works at Amazon. Anyway, I did check my A to Z app. I got plenty of UPT, so it's not a big deal. But anyway, I need to get myself something to eat and get myself to work. Absolutely no idea where Priscilla is. I looked all over the apartment. She had the TV on and streaming something, but she's nowhere to be found and isn't responding to my texts, which to me is super, super weird. And I'm on my way to work. It's 9:10 p.m. I'm gonna end up arriving just in time for my paid break. You know what? That's actually the last time I went into work really late, which was actually really, really late. That was the time I went into work, like 3 in the morning. That's kind of how it worked out as well. I got there just in time to, and as I mentioned in the video I was talking about that, I went to inbound my old department instead of outbound my current department, and just because I figured it was too late to even waste time with outbound or even trying to get it driving, forklift driving. And about as quick as I grabbed all my stuff and was ready to work, it was time to take a 15-minute paid break. You know, and the funny thing about that is, at other places where I've worked, where there's set breaks, as in, if you work so many minutes, if you work so many hours, you get a 15-minute break. If you work so many hours, you get a 30-minute unpaid break, that kind of thing. And granted, I haven't had a whole lot of jobs like that in my life. The bulk of my life, I've either worked as a karaoke DJ, worked as a radio DJ, air personality, been a cab driver, or I had my extended stint as a juicer for Lime. The bulk of that work, aside from radio, was all contract work. So basically, I took breaks when and if I wanted to, set my own hours, set my own time, which in reality translated into didn't really take breaks unless there was kind of a lag in things I needed to do. But other jobs I've had, which were mostly food service, breaks happen whenever there was a slowdown in business. So it's kind of odd to me having scheduled breaks. And when I started at Amazon, there were some set staggered breaks, but then generally things were, there was work going on from the time I got there until the time I ended. So, if I showed up like at 9:30, I would probably just work and not take that break. But now it's kind of a different thing. Everything just kind of gets shut down. I don't know. I don't know. I was, other than, come to think of it, like last night I did, and I've had a few times where the whole building has been kind of short on forklift drivers, and last night was actually the shortest I think I've ever seen on forklift drivers. And they've asked me, where I've been working in outbound, someone has asked if I could go during the lunch break, during the 30-minute lunch break, if I could go work on unloading a truck for the 30 minutes until the inbound drivers come back from break and take my lunch a little later. And with the exception of one time, I've always agreed to do it. In fact, I really enjoyed doing it last night. Didn't get as much unloaded as I would have liked to, just because the truck that I picked had these really weirdly bound pallets that were stacked pallets of Paul Mitchell hair products. Didn't even know that brand was still a thing. And judging from the way they were packaged, I'm assuming we were receiving them directly from Paul Mitchell, the company, not the man. But yeah, they were stacked pallets, but instead of just being normal pallets stacked on each other, whoever had packed them had clearly stacked the pallets with a forklift, and then after they were stacked, put cardboard corners on the side and then wrapped it down the entire pallet. And there was only minimal wrapping of the top pallet underneath it prior to them being stacked. Which is not for those who've never worked in a warehouse, that is not the traditional way of stacking pallets. Generally speaking, pallets are all wrapped individually and solidly. Well, they optimally should. Sometimes they're not wrapped for shit, but that's a separate tragedy. Yeah, they're all wrapped individually and solidly, and then stacked, and then bound together with another layer of shrink wrap, which is actually something that I do as an outbound driver. Mostly I'm working with what's called UPP, which are plastic reusable pallets and cases, which is very much an Amazon, from what I understand, it's very much an Amazon thing. Amazon has its own specific materials that are everything's wrapped with. It has much of which has the Amazon logo on it and has Amazon barcode control tags on it. But what I do load, which is referred to as pallet receipt, will be pallets from elsewhere, where we get them as pallets, we receive them as pallets, and we ship them to fulfillment centers as pallets. And those will be, however we get them from the vendors. And as often as I can, I'll stack them. Now, a lot of times, since it's such radically different product, it can't be stacked, either due to weight or due to the type of product. It's one thing I've been regularly complimented on by my supervisors since I've been working in outbound, is for actually using good judgment on what I stack. I guess some of the drivers not so good at it, to the point that they've been told they don't even try stacking them. Just load them and tie off your UPP when you're done double loading, and then single stack your pallet receipt and fill the truck. But I don't know. I just always kind of keep in mind whenever I stack stuff. Is it a food product, or is it a some form of toxin. And I look at any cleaning, pretty much any cleaning products as a toxin. And then if it is a toxin, is it don't ever stack it above a food product, just in case it ends up leaking. So we don't have an instance of soap trickling into dog food and ruining the dog food. So just in case it gets ruptured in transit. And then that's the biggest rule for me. That's the biggest rule for me when to be honest, I've never been given a list of rules of how to do it. I've just kind of tried to use some common sense in how I do it. I think I want to go on up to 75th Avenue. I got to get me some food. I do not want to be. I'm hungry. Priscilla said she was going to make me some food to bring with me to work, but it's completely gone when I woke up. I did get a text from her shortly after I shot that first portion of the video, walking through her courtyard, and she said she had to go get some vinyl. I'm assuming at Walmart. And she's the only person I know that when she says, I'm going to get some vinyl, is not talking about phonograph records. She's got a vinyl cutter, a computer peripheral. It's a vinyl cutter for cutting sheets of vinyl, which can be used to make stuff, and has been doing custom t-shirts and jackets and things of that nature with it. So pretty fascinating technology, honestly. Anyway, but yeah, apparently, I'm sure Amazon sells. I'm surprised she doesn't buy her vinyl on Amazon. But anyway, Walmart sells rolls of the vinyl that she uses to cut, and I'm not sure what else she's been doing with it, but I know she's really been kind of, when she's not working, pouring herself into that as a hobby, which is pretty neat. Kind of dig that. Made herself a jacket that's kind of cool. I don't know. She asked me what I thought of it. I'm bad like that. When somebody asks me what I think of something, I'm usually pretty bluntly honest, and I don't try to focus on the negative. I swear I don't. But I don't know. For some reason that seems to be that just I guess I'm a cup half empty guy. Which reminds me of something I asked one of my supervisors that I got a funny look from her when I asked it. I think where I was going with this just went over her head, but I just loaded 26 pallets into a truck. And just to clarify this, with an Amazon truck, provided I'm filling the entire thing with all Amazon UPP, which is how I do the majority of trucks. Or stacked pallet receive, since I'm the guy that's fairly good at stacking it, as I was explaining. There will end up being 52 pallets, double stack UPP in a truck. So anyway, I just brought in a double stack, bringing the total in the truck up to 26. And as I'm working on the truck, I'm always kind of crunching the numbers on that. How many more pallets do I have? How can I stack them? How am I going to lay them out? And then constantly looking at the computer monitor after I stack so many, and I'm looking at how many are on the handwritten manifest. to make sure that jives with the amount that I can see in the truck. And granted, when I look in the truck, I can't see how many they are because I can't see through the product. But I can certainly see if I have an even number or an odd number of stacks of products by whether the two pallets are evenly aligned or whether they're not, looking at the truck. And so anyway, I'm constantly kind of checking that, making sure that the number on the number written down matches the number that the screen says is on it. And anytime there's a discrepancy, trying to figure out how the heck that happened as I load everything. Like, and I might load, I think the most I've ever loaded at a time is 16 pallets. But used to be I only did 2 at a time just to make sure I didn't make any mistakes. But I'm pretty comfortable loading as many as I can arrange. As many as I can arrange in a single level in a work route, work zone, whatever you want to call it. Okay, I'm determined, by the way, since I'm not dealing with rush hour traffic, I'm determined to find the Del Taco that I know is up here. So there's the Wendy's. So I've had at least 2 times on this vlog where I've thought I had some extra time before work, and I've come up 75th Avenue, blown away by how much traffic there is on 75th Avenue at 9:23 or 9:25 at night. 23. I'm back to 2 minutes slow on my dashboard clock. That just seems to be the way of this clock. Yeah, I'm surprised how much traffic there is. It seems like this stretch of this stretch of 75th Avenue is just always a traffic clusterfuck all the way from I-10 up to Thomas. And I am not seeing a Del Taco. I could have sworn there was one up this way. Anyway, while I'm at a red light, I'm going to go ahead and pause this and use Google Maps to figure out where the hell the Del Taco is, because I'm really hungry. And Priscilla wasn't there to give me whatever lunch she prepared for me, assuming she prepared lunch for me. Anyway, I'll be back in a little bit to kind of finish explaining what I was explaining about 26 pallets in an Amazon truck. And welcome back, YouTube. It is 9:29 p.m. Yeah, it looks like I won't be arriving to work until after the paid break is over. Anyway, that was kind of a disappointing search of Google Maps. I could have sworn there was a Del Taco in this general area, but maybe it's recently gone out of business. I also remember there being one just to the east of here, and I didn't see that one on Google Maps either. In fact, the nearest locations I saw to here were one at Loop 303 in Camelback, and then one at 75th Avenue and Lower Buckeye. I'm gonna definitely try to remember that there's one at 75th and Lower Buckeye, because on the days where I-10 traffic is really bad, and I end up swinging south either through the airport or south of the airport and coming across the old Maricopa Freeway stretch of I-17, and then exiting at Buckeye and taking Buckeye across, it wouldn't be much out of the way for me to exit at 19th Avenue and take Lower Buckeye across. And as you may have seen on some of these vlogs, when I go that way, there's very little traffic. I usually make very good time on Buckeye Road, and from my experience as a cab driver, I always made better time on Lower Buckeye Road than I made on Buckeye Road, as long as it wasn't too terribly out of the way. So on those days, it might be worth my while to hop off at 19th Avenue and take Lower Buckeye to 75th, grab some Del Taco, 75th right up to the warehouse. Anyway, I think I'm gonna get me some Whataburger. I don't feel like driving that far out of my way, especially since I'm already like 2.5 hours late for work. Oh, damn. No, I am not going to Whataburger. Holy shit. That line at Whataburger wraps around the building. Part of me wants to go to Taco Bell, but I had the worst Taco Bell experience last night on the way to work. Oh my God. So I went to the Taco Bell at... And that security vehicle is ridiculous. I don't understand why they need to have so many glaring flashing lights just to drive through a parking lot. Damn, the line at Wendy's is ridiculous too. At least I think that's Wendy's. Oh no, that's I don't know what the heck that is. I can't really read the sign. Some kind of Hawaiian barbecue. Kahu, K-A-H-U, Hawaiian barbecue. Yeah, I don't think I'm up to going to some place I've never heard of. Definitely need to get some damn food in me though. I do not want to resort to the break room food at work. Nor do I want to spend the next 30 minutes of my life in a Whataburger drive-thru. Damn. I'm really craving Whataburger too. I don't know when this area, 75th Avenue, became such a ridiculously busy part of town. Taco Bell drive-thru looks fairly empty. Maybe I will give them a shot. So anyway, as I was saying, I had that worst Taco Bell drive-thru experience ever, which is really saying something because I've had some pretty bad Taco Bell drive-thru experiences over the years. But went to the one on the way to work yesterday, and I left kind of, I considered vlogging on it, and I just wasn't feeling that like I had much anything to say, but I hate how much driving all the drive-thrus in this part of town have just to get in and out of the damn things. Compared to where I live.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing pretty good. How you doing?
Great, thank you for asking. Order whenever you're ready.
You know what? I think I just want to get 3 cheesy bean and rice burritos and a large Baja Blast.
Okay.
And that'll be it for me.
Did you want sauce?
No.
$5.20.
Thank you. Never did see the point in ordering sauce for a burrito that has sauce on it. I guess some people want more sauce than that, but you can always order it with more sauce on it. Trying to find my dang Discover card. There it is. Actually made some dents on my balance on that recently, which is a good thing. I'm surprised Whataburger's got a line completely around the building and Taco Bell has nothing.
What kind of sauce did you want to
None. There's red sauce on the burrito, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'm good. Just to say sauce, all they have nowadays, I think, at at Taco Bell is red sauce. Back in the day, Taco Bell used to have a really good green sauce, but you'd have to special order it with stuff. I used to love just getting the regular bean burritos back in the days of $59, $79, $99. Getting the regular when I was a cab driver, and before I was a cab driver, when I was borderline homeless in the streets of Denver, I used to love getting the bean burritos with green sauce and add sour cream. The sour cream only added about a quarter, I think, to the price of it, and the green sauce was just a substitution instead of the red sauce. Holy crap, those were so good. And that was back in the days when Taco Bell used to actually prepare their beans fresh in a ginormous pressure cooker with lard. I mean, I don't hate Taco Bell now. Obviously, I'm here getting some, but it was hate the service I got last night, but that's a separate thing. But as far as the food, I'm still pretty good with it. But yeah, there was a time back in the 80s when everything at Taco Bell was prepared super fresh. I actually worked at a Taco Bell in Littleton, Colorado, when all of that started changing. But yeah, I remember when the beans switched from. Thank you. When the beans switched from being cooked from just a giant bag of beans and a big pressure cooker to being pre-made, this pre-made dehydrated powdered sort of thing that you added water to from a bag. And when we got a jaywalker here just walking against the light. I had the green light. Not like I'm gonna mow a pedestrian down. That's generally a bad thing to do, but damn. Anyway, it looks like I'm gonna be arriving at Amazon right when the break is over. Yeah, and the other thing that changed while I was working at the Littleton Taco Bell was the meat. Instead of arriving in big giant bricks of frozen ground beef, which we grilled on an actual giant grill and added seasoning to, switched to pre-made meat in bags that we just warmed up. Yeah, Taco Bell's not as good as it was before, unfortunately. But I guess that's considered progress. That was such a long time ago. I mean, my God, I think that was 1990 when that happened. I had to dig into some of this. I am freaking hungry. Still hits the spot though. Can't complain. But I can complain about the service I got last night. So Sunday, I'm on my way to work. Left a little earlier than normal just because I was up. I was ready. Had food ready to bring with me to work, to eat at work, but I was like, you know what? I think I just want to get some Taco Bell on the way. And it wasn't a plan to get Taco Bell on the way, but I just realized once I got in the car and was heading out, I checked the Google traffic, and there was surprisingly no traffic at all. No traffic delays at all. I'm like, well, I probably got extra. Thinking to myself, I'm looking like I had an extra 20 minutes on my hands. What the heck? That's more than enough time to swing through a Taco Bell drive-thru as long as it's right off the freeway. And went to the one at 3rd Street in McDowell. Since it's Sunday, I could take the left exit onto 3rd Street, hook a right on 3rd Street, turn right into the Taco Bell. This is right there on the southeast corner of McDowell and 3rd Street. Go through the drive-thru, then kind of go out on the exit to McDowell Road, hook a right on McDowell Road, right on red there at 7th Street, and then just a right, free flow right turn right onto I-10 and back on the way to work. Perfect plan. I've done it before, but yeah, 35 minutes. And mind you, it wasn't a long line. It wasn't like I was pulling up and going, oh, you know, like I just avoided the line at Whataburger, where I looked at the line and was like, oh, screw this. The line wraps around the building and then some. I'm not getting in that line. I rolled right up to the speaker. Now, I did notice it was full between the speaker and the window, but usually that's not a problem. So, yeah, pulled right up, took my order pretty quickly, and I did not leave that drive-through with my order until 25 minutes later. Ended up being 15 minutes late for work over it, which put me in a bad headspace. In fact, I was in a horrible headspace most of yesterday at work, to the point where I was having a bit of a mental breakdown. And I probably should have talked about that as opposed to the nonsense of 26 pallets in a truck. Oh, which of course brought me to the existential question. What I absolutely felt I had to ask Alex was hey, and she's looking at me like I'm asking her a serious question, which is awesome, because generally speaking, I don't go ask her a question unless it's important. And I've got, you know, some kind of a decision I kind of want to defer to her, like, and it was like she's like, yeah, and I'm like, I just loaded 26 pallets into, I said, what dock number? 26 pallets into that truck. She goes, yeah. I said, so I just want to know, would you say that truck is half empty or half full? And just had this look on her face like, what? Oh, I'm a just for the record, I'm kind of a truck half full guy. Okay, getting myself situated for work, and I just had a moment. So yeah, I did end up missing the break completely. As I'm pulling my stuff out of my car, I heard the PA system. It's the first time I've ever heard it outside. So they had a PA system here, maybe about 2 months ago. Might be longer than that. It's been a little while now. That goes beep beep, kind of like the Roadrunner cartoon. And I've never mentioned the whole GYR3 Roadrunner thing because I think it's kind of silly. But anyway, it's a little beep beep sound from the Roadrunner cartoon at the beginning and end of the message. And then a computerized voice, which is very Siri-esque, like the default voice for Siri, that says, attention GYR3, the break time is now over. The break period is now over. Please return to your assigned stations. Anyway, as that was happening, several of the cars around me, I'm parked a little farther out than I normally park. I usually park over in that area directly in front of me. Anyway, I see several car doors open around me, and it just suddenly just reeks of weed in the whole area. So, good times. Oh shit! I forgot to lock my car. I'm parked out in the. I'm parked out in the. We go get high in our cars on our break part of the parking lot. Oh, good times. You know what? I'm not gonna slide anyone for it. That used to be kind of my thing when I was younger, and. In fact, when I had my, I owned a taxi company in the early '90s, and kind of a inside joke amongst me and all my drivers was that our company slogan should be don't drink and drive, call express cab and have a stone stranger drive you instead. But anyway, and I'm sure some people are like, oh my God, driving stone, that's terrible. Some people can do it, some people can't. I mean, obviously I was never at any time gonna smoke so much that I was not safe to drive. And I know when I hit that point, because the thought of driving at that point is like, oh hell no, I'm just sitting here. Can you get me some pizza or something? But yeah, a little bit to take the edge off. Always kind of made me feel a little bit more comfortable behind the wheel. So, I think the term would be self-medicating, especially considering the whole assortment of mental health issues I have. Anyway, I just wanted to share that I was in the in the smoking district in the parking lot. And on that note, yeah, I'm definitely a truck half full guy, but kind of a cup half empty guy. And I got to that talking about Priscilla's jacket. Anyway, the first thing I thought when I saw her jacket was that it was just too busy, like too many things going on it. I don't know, for me, when it comes to anything to do with graphic design, my preference has always been clean, simple layouts. If you make something too busy, it's just too much for somebody to take in. But there were parts of it I really liked, and I definitely complimented that. But so bummed out, I woke up while she was off to get vinyl. She did shoot me a text telling me to have a good night at work, so kind of looking forward to maybe seeing her in the morning, although at some point I need to go feed my dang cats.